It is November 11th, 2019. I've made a major change to an Under the Wings drawing I originally did in 2007. Memorial art about Fiorella Anticoli. I believe she was 12 when she was deported to Auschwitz, the Auschwitz death camp from Rome in 1943. I'll have to check on that date of the year, her age. She, alone of her family, was the only one who survived, was eventually sent to Bergen-Belsen, where she was alive, if barely, at liberation. She was tended to by American GIs who photographed her. A photograph was printed in newspapers around Europe, including in Rome. Her father had survived the roundups. He saw the photograph, hoped for her survival, but she succumbed, as happened with many death camp survivors, including at least one or two others I've depicted in this series, such as Robert Desnos of France, who died after liberation at the Theresienstadt concentration death camp. So I added, until today, the drawing was with no wings, was in two sections. This here, kind of upper part of her face and head, eyes, upper part of her nose, hair, and her accordion, which I had drawn from a photograph I first saw in the Children's Museum at Yad Vashem during my first teaching trip to Israel in 1999. As soon as when I saw the photograph, I said, yes, I've got to draw her. Later, I saw the same photo reproduced in Susan Zuccotti's book, The Italians and the Holocaust, which I have a used copy of that I bought. And I ordered a print of the photo of Fiorella from the CDEC in Milano. Anyway, today I added three sections, which gives it a whole different look, and I like it better now. I've got Eli, which after I did the drawing in ink and some gouache, the ink I was using, which I will not recommend to anybody, it says permanent, but when I was adding the gouache it bled, so it was not permanent. And then I blotted it, covered it with a thin piece of kind of like rice paper. So it's kind of, my ink and gouache drawing is kind of like showing translucent. It also kind of one could say that fits thematically. It's like kind of fading. Her life faded away, unfortunately. Down here, a Jewish song for Yom Kippur, Mi Chamocha, and I copied part of it from a used book of Jewish songs published in New York in 1938 when Fiorella was a young child. Anyway, I copied the first line, pencil, and went over it with ink, at least a bit of it. And then this I copied from music, Words and Music by H. Graf Harry. Harry Graf, born Herschel Barshevsky, my mother's father. He was born and raised in a little farmhouse in a village outside of Bialystok in northeast Poland. He successfully emigrated to London, England around 1903 and to the States around 1905. His mother and his mother's Lata, who I've depicted in two artworks, was murdered by the Nazis. I don't know if she died in the Bialystok ghetto or at Treblinka, one of the other death camps. One of Harry's brothers, Liebel, who moved to Berlin, where he lived with his wife Liebel, no, sorry, Liebel's wife Hendel, who was from around Vilna, Lithuania. They had 2 children born in the 1920s. I have the names and birth years. They were first cousins of my mom. Anyway, they all vanished into the abyss. So I copied I have a bunch of music that Grandpa Harry composed, and I copied these 4 lines from one of his handwritten songs, which has transliterated Yiddish and transliterated into English letters. Interesting, he misspelled. For him, it was probably not a misspelling, of course. Cheerful, Cherfull, which actually makes much more sense than the normal English spelling, which has 1 L. Anyway, Grandpa Harry died in 1968. All right, so there you have it, makeover. And after, since my photographer's coming tomorrow, I'm gonna have him photograph it like this without putting it back in the frame till after he's done with the photo shoot, because it's always easier when there isn't plexi or glass, as the case may be, outside of Seattle when you're photographing artwork. All right, there you have it, Fiorella Anticoli of blessed memory, whose life was prematurely taken from her by wanton hatred, bigotry, and anti-Semitism, which I consider Christian anti-Semitism to be a form of Christian hatred of Christianity. All right, there you have it.